Welcome to the Induction Logic Pro 3.02 video, the basic software. Induction Logic is the most accurate cam selection software available, and can be used just to calculate the optimum camshaft for a given engine and horsepower RPM. But it can also be used to determine all the induction component requirements, or to analyze a given engine combination to find the weak link. This accurate and versatile engine modeling software is the go-to tool for professional engine builders. Let's take a look. This is Induction Logic's main form. It has a calc port form, a manufacturer's engine database, a performance form, a cam profile generation form, a graph form, and a valve-to-piston form. This is the main form where all input parameters have white value boxes, and all of the yellow values without a box are calculated. The blue boxes contain the parameters that can be switched from input to calculated. You'll find that the yellow arrows to the right of the value boxes will change those input parameters to calculated, with a mouse click. And some selections are done by clicking a button, or checking a box. Double-clicking in the mechanical compression value box, when blue, will temporarily switch to dynamic compression. This lets you know if you can run pumped gas with the cam displayed under camshaft requirements. If not, the software allows you to quickly determine the camshaft that will. Accurate values need to be entered for all parameters, but especially on the cylinder head values. Use values from a flow bench or from the cylinder head manufacturer. Values for intake port minimum cross-sectional area, average intake port cross-sectional area, and cross-sectional area mean velocity at 28 inches, can be calculated from the calc port form, using the same math found in the PipeMax software. In the midst of these values is the peak piston CFM demand at an indicated valve lift. This is the intake port flow CFM requirement of your cylinder head. An intake port that does not achieve this flow, will not achieve the indicated performance. Next we have the maximum horsepower RPM and mean piston velocity feet per minute. Selecting the correct RPM for your engine can be accomplished in many ways, from having the software calculate the RPM, to choosing the feet per minute from the user manual, based on your budget. This is the volumetric efficiency auto calc button. As you can see, the VE values are being calculated, but switching the button to manual VE allows a value to be entered for standard VE. Potential will always be calculated. Aspiration offers naturally aspirated, turbocharged with boost value, supercharged with boost value and a blower efficiency value, and naturally aspirated using nitrous oxide with horsepower shot value. Fuel type is then selected according to your compression or rules. Rocker ratios from 1 to 3 can be entered. And solid or hydraulic profiles can be selected with a click. When hydraulic is unchecked, hot valve lash values can be selected from pull-down menus. Valve train deflection values can also be entered. This row of auto calc buttons control the mean curtain velocity, and are selected when certain design criteria is met. This is all explained in the user manual. This is the mean curtain velocity we spoke of, and below it is the mean cam design velocity, also known as the mean port velocity. The auto calc button below will calculate the design velocity value using the coefficient of discharge, when CD is displayed on the button. The mean cross-sectional area velocity from the calc port form, when CSA is displayed, and can be manually entered, when manual is displayed. This too, is also explained in your user manual. The buttons displaying mean, and potential, will adjust the cam design to the VE values of the button selected. Potential should only be used by professional engine builders with a healthy engine budget. Checking conventional profile design will remove the duration values for seed and 20 thousandths, as they represent values for inverse radius profiles and will not compare with conventional design profiles found in all major cam company catalogs. Selecting a cam from these catalogs should be done using the 50, 100, 200 thousandths duration values, lash and cam lift. If you check your cam timing at the valve, you can check the view at net valve box for values. Clicking on this STD label will change it to RPM, but should only be used for high RPM naturally aspirated drag race engines. It will increase the exhaust duration according to the mean piston velocity feet per minute at horsepower RPM. This will allow the engine to turn more RPM past peak horsepower. Now we'll take a look at the performance form. On the performance form you can adjust the air density by setting the atmospheric conditions. Your fuel requirements can be calculated to the given air density, while fuel, air and horsepower values can be validated. Resonant tuning lengths are calculated and can be adjusted for RPM and temperature. When your engine is using forced induction, you can adjust the compressor efficiency and intercooler efficiency to calculate and display the air temperatures before and after the compressor and intercooler, and calculate and display the cylinder's charge density. In the performance frame, Induction Logic will display values for RPM, observed and corrected pound-feet and brake horsepower, engine CFM, VE and pounds of air per hour for both torque and horsepower. That is a quick look at Induction Logic Pro's 2 basic forms. Look for our second and third episodes featuring the calc port, cam generation, valve to piston and graph forms. Thank you for watching, and make sure to visit our website at www.induction-logic.com.